Hello guys, and this is Longhorn Gamer speaking. In today's episode, I am officially going to be starting a new farm. I know, again, but hopefully this series will be lasting a little bit longer than the other ones. I'm planning on making this last for quite a while, but I mean, that might not happen, it might happen, I don't know. Now, this map I'm playing on is called the Quebec Countryside. It is a very detailed Canadian map, and I've kind of viewed around it some, and I think it's going to be a pretty good map to start on. The farms and everything aren't the most detailed, but they look pretty decent, so yeah. If you're wondering how we're going to start here, this is a contract we're doing right now. So we have $0 to our name. I have a $5,000 loan taken out so I could buy herbicide for this contract. So we're taking this to field number 7, which is just down the road here. So I'll see you when we're about there. Alright guys, we're just about there. We're coming up on the farm that it belongs to. All of these farms you see are for sale, but eventually I would hope to build my own farm. This farm on the left here is a very strong candidate for me. I definitely like the old barns and everything. But without further ado, this is our field here on the right. And I'm gonna get to spraying, so cut to the time lapse, folks. Alrighty guys, I just got this field sprayed. It's definitely a very small field. I definitely did go a little bit overboard on the herbicide because we only used 1% of it, and I did not realize that this was a spot and spray sprayer. So without further ado, I'm gonna drop this off at the farm where they would like it. And actually I need to extract my herbicide because I bought that with my own money, and we'll come down here and pick it up. So I'll see you when I get my next contract. Alright guys, so I actually managed to pick up a fertilizing contract at the exact same farm that I was just at. So let's go ahead and get this GPS set up. Okay, let's pull out into the middle of the field. Turn the spreader on, and let's get to spread. have went ahead and purchased us a Formula H and a little lizard sprayer. The Formula H is on hire purchase, so we do have to still pay for that in increments, but then we do in fact own this the whole way. The reason I bought a sprayer is because we have a bunch of herbicide from those contracts we did, so we can reuse that and do more contracts and make more money. Now, the fields on this map aren't particularly big, so this should only take us a little bit per field. This sprayer is quite small, but it's definitely not midget size. In fact, I do have a little bit of herbicide right here, but as you can see, this thing only holds 400 liters. So let's just go ahead and let this sprayer down. And then one last thing I wanted to talk about is land. Now, there's a lot of farms and fields on this map that are decent prices. Although I would like to purchase this farmland one that we've been working for. There's farmland 80 down here, which is just a shed and a few trees. I actually did go past that and look at it. I don't know. That probably would be a good purchase right now, just so we have somewhere to put our equipment. And maybe should I take out a loan? Well, I already do have a $5,000 loan. So I guess, yeah, let's take out a loan and buy that little tiny shed there. So it's the whole way up here. Buy that. I would not buy that if it was in the middle of nowhere, but what I'm thinking is maybe I'll buy one of these fields because all of these fields are pretty flat in here. I guess before we wrap this up, I will drive this down there to the new shed. So I'm going to time lapse the drive. I'll see you when I get there.
The city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is
Alright guys, I just made it to our new shed. I'm gonna go ahead and lower this sprayer down. Then we'll just slide it back into this corner and shut off the tractor. So I guess before we do go, I will go ahead and walk around here and just make sure there's nothing we can do with this land. This does have a back end door, so I think it would probably be wise if we could buy this field. Probably next year that would have to be. And then we could build our farm, like, definitely somewhat compact in the front area of it, and the back area could be our field. but it's definitely something to consider. Now, I'm not sure exactly where the property line goes to. I think it's right about there, so I just don't think there's a really reasonable amount of land with this, but it was only 10,000, so I can't be complaining. I guess eventually, if I needed the money, I could cut out these trees. I am wondering though, how much is that? That's $150,000, which is a lot of money considering you would have to build your farm on top of that, but I mean, it might just be worth it. So, anyways, that's going to be a wrap for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Longhorn Gamer, out.